Ladies and gents, I promised a technical breakdown on the Motobicon, and here it goes. We started with a GoPed motor, 460 engine. That motor produces 4.2 horsepower rated at 11,000 RPM, and that's the rated horsepower. That's kind of a lie. This thing is making closer to 6 with an expansion pipe. Diaphragm carburetor, Walbro, WT223. I only got the single feed going to it because I didn't want to have to tap the 1 gallon tank for a return, and it fuels just fine. I never need to prime it. Gravity is your friend. Sick Bike Parts. Yeah, those guys right there. They make a shift kit for 4 strokes or 2 strokes. And you can buy a whole kit and put a regular China Girl, Happy Time, Zeta 2-stroke motor on it and run the jack shift kit. This is a 2-stroke motor off of a GoPed. They don't make a kit for that. So I basically took a 4-stroke mounting plate, put a 460 on it with spacing it correctly, making sure everything was right. And if you look, the way that I have this all spaced out, that sprocket, and I put a protector sprocket on the other side so it didn't jump off. That sprocket is directly lined up with 4th gear. Directly lined up with, well, it's halfway in between gears right there, but it's directly lined up with 4th gear. And 1st gear works, 2nd gear works. I can use everything. I can use all the gears on this bike. When I have the 11 tooth on the pinion, it leaves on 1 wheel, and I broke my 11 tooth last night, so it's got a 14 tooth on it. Don't do burnouts. That was the lesson learned there. I went to AutoZone yesterday, and I found this. There's a set of 2 little lights for 40 bucks, and it's actually pretty bright. Put a little sealed lead acid battery on the back to run it. And that guy's actually pretty bright at night. I used it last night because I went to the street scene here in the Springs, and everybody gave us props. My buddy runs Underglow. That's my taillight. But my buddy runs a 100cc 4-stroke scooter that we built here in the garage. There it is right there. That thing doesn't quite keep up with me. It'll do 55, 60, but he's still on my heels. I'm feeling pretty good about that. A 46cc 2-stroke kicking the crap out of a 100cc 4-stroke that we built, and I ported it, and I did the valve job, and it's going to need a turbo to beat me. This thing will do 60. 61.4 is the new confirmed top speed with a Garmin GPS and my phone GPS. It was ridiculous. With the 14 tooth, I tested it after I put the 14 tooth back on it this morning, and the top speed is going to be better, but the takeoff is going to be way suffering. Anyway, I run an SRAM cassette, SRAM chain, and the Sick Bike Parts 30 tooth sprocket on the drive to the cassette. Right now it is an 11 tooth, or it was an 11 tooth. Right now it's a 14 tooth on the pinion and a 72 tooth on the secondary sprocket. With the 11 tooth, it left on 1 wheel. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, it would pick the wheel up once it gets on that pipe. It just moves. I can't think of much else to do to this bike except for maybe an internally geared hub. Because if you miss a shift, if you shift at the wrong RPM, you will destroy the chain. And SRAM chains aren't cheap. SRAM likes me because I keep buying chains because I keep snapping them. I just can't stay out of the throttle when I'm shifting. It feels like a dirt bike, so you want to shift it like a dirt bike. But yeah, I love this thing. Anybody has any input, any comments? stuff that I should do to it. Don't give me hell about having a slick on the back and a dirt tire on the front, because the dirt tire on the front really helps with all the really slick pebble sand on the roads here. And if I have a knobby on the back, it vibrates to hell. The shock on the front obviously takes care of some of that, but 26 inch, it's mostly stock. I found the rear wheel at a Goodwill for $10, and it's a disc brake wheel. It had the disc on it and it had the cassette. Couldn't beat that. Had to grab it. And then I got a project. Got a 1990 GSX Eclipse. $600, and everything is there. It's only missing a few pieces. Really happy about that. But this thing is done. I just keep breaking it, so it's never done. I have to keep spare parts. I cleaned off the clutch and it hooks up way better now. So do some testing and I'll get a flyby video very, very shortly, guys. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.